Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Tabansi, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And we see them. And today we have a pretty interesting show for you guys. But before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, my name is Charles Tabansi. My handle is CTABANZ. If you want to follow the channel, same name as the channel on Instagram. And also, if you want today's full show before it comes out, it is streaming for free on Apple Podcasts and Spotify on the Dreamers Pro podcast that we have pinned in the comment section below. Let me get into this topic here. Now, this topic was brought to my attention this morning when I woke up, when I saw a video from Too Raw for Sports. If you all know who Too Raw for Sports, check him out. He's a friend to the channel. So I was watching his show, but I was a little bit sleepy, and he was playing the audio. So I said, okay, when I wake up, let me just kind of do the research on my own here and try to figure out what the heck is going on. But when I read the title of the show, it said something about some comments that Kobe Bryant had made about LeBron James when he first became a Laker. Now, as you guys know, some of you guys know, I'm a huge Kobe Bryant fan. I think he's one of the 5 greatest players of all time to ever play the game, and I can argue that point with anyone. I'm a huge Kobe fan, and Kobe actually made me a Laker fan, right? And as someone that had followed the Lakers for 10, 15 years, I learned, and I think it's the same thing that any other Laker fan knows, I learned what the organization and the fan base expects from the team, right? They are very, they demand a lot from their team, right? They really do, because they're so spoiled and they're used to winning that they expect it to happen all the time, especially when they have a competitive product on the floor. So this is something that we all know is one of the reasons I was able to see through Anthony Davis like a $3 bill when the Lakers went after him. And I said, this is not the person that you're going to build around going into the future. I said this initially when they pulled off that trade, and a lot of people were looking at, his production on the court when it said they needed to pay attention to his intangibles. For you to be the face of that organization, you need to have a special type of mental makeup, right? And that's really what we're getting at this particular show. As you guys know, Kobe Bryant was a competitor of LeBron James on the court. I don't believe Kobe saw LeBron as a competitor. Actually, I posted a short clip on my Instagram of Kobe when they were asking him, like, hey, so who are some of the players you would like to receive compliments from in the NBA? And he said none of them, really, right? I think the reason that is because Kobe, number one, is older than LeBron. I believe 5 or 6 years older than him. And I believe Kobe was chasing Jordan. So I don't believe that Kobe would look at someone that was chasing Jordan as well and say, okay, this is my rival. Now, I think he had his antennas pointed towards MJ. So as you guys know, when we found out that LeBron was going to be a Laker, there were a lot of people that were kind of like not feeling that move, especially diehard Kobe Bryant fans who knew what he brought to that organization and to that city. 5 championships. He's the king of LA. If we're talking about sports. So a lot of people were not feeling it. And then what happened this morning, I came across an audio from the Doug Gottlieb show that was actually published a year ago that I don't even remember hearing, where Doug Gottlieb was basically exposing a behind, the scenes conversation that he was having with Kobe, where Kobe was basically saying to him that he doesn't believe that LeBron has the mental makeup to be a Los Angeles Laker and to be the face of the organization. And I was very surprised to hear, Kobe say this via Doug Gottlieb. So for those of you who didn't hear this audio, I'm going to play it for you in its entirety. And I want you guys to listen to it. And then we're going to come back and give you guys our thoughts. Take a listen to what Kobe Bryant had to say to Doug Gottlieb here. Take a listen to that there.
And here's the story that I think connects it all together. I wasn't a huge Kobe fan as a player. I just wasn't. I felt like though he played hard on defense, which I respected, and though he wanted to win, like Kobe's default in wanting to win was he just wanted to take every shot. There are good portions of Kobe's career that I really didn't like. There were ways in which he treated people at points in time in his career, which I really didn't like. But version, 4.0 of Kobe at the end of his career, it wasn't necessarily gracious, but he did come to like a mature, this is where I am, I'm kind of done. He's not only very bright, but he became really comfortable with himself. And post-career Kobe was great because he had true perspective on how immature he was for so long and how he treated people at times. and he wanted to evolve out of that. So one night, and I have talked about this, I was fortunate. Kobe and I had been missing each other in terms of talking about youth basketball. He coached his late daughter, also died in the helicopter crash. He coached Gianna, and they had the Lady Mamas, right? And I had my own team and program in the same area, drawing from the same schools. And we would exchange texts and ideas and frustrations, and it was really, really cool. And he'd shoot me a text like, can you grab a drink tonight? No, I had drinks with him at your boy Rome's favorite place, Javier's. Okay. And it was the night before I actually guest hosted Cowherd. And of the things that he talked about, it was LeBron was coming to town. It was already done. And he said to me unequivocally, LeBron does not get, know, or understand LA. And he's not built for it the way I'm built for it. And so I said, what do you mean? He's like, look, man, I shot those 2 air balls when I was 17, and I thought the world came crashing down. And my reaction to it was, I lived in the gym all summer. Okay, the way in which people reacted to those air balls, shots that I shouldn't have shot, they were bad shots, but I missed by a mile, fueled me my whole career. I took negativity and it fueled me. And when there was negativity with me and Shaq, it fueled me. It's like, that's not what fuels LeBron. He's just built different. He's not the savage competitor that me and Mike are. Like I want to kill. I'm the type of killer that wants to kill you and your whole family. LeBron just wants to be loved, wants to play ball, wants to win games. But he is not the killer that me and Mike are. That's his perception. And he's in an area in LA that has never embraced him. Like, is it really that big a thing that they have murals of, even before Kobe died, that the murals of Kobe, and they put a mural of LeBron and people, defaced it? Like, that's a real thing. He's Moises Alou. He didn't understand that when he went to the Chicago Cubs, they were going to play day games. He didn't understand that when he was going into L.A., look, he's a better player than Kobe. Kobe Bryant is not one of the 10 greatest NBA players ever. He's just not. Okay? He's not the greatest Laker ever. I'm not saying anything that's blasphemous. Magic Johnson's the greatest Laker ever. Okay? And it's not really even that close.
So you heard what Doug Gottlieb had to say there. I have a lot of thoughts on this. First of all, this is a multi-layered conversation. I want to address the first part where Kobe had allegedly said to Doug Gottlieb that LeBron doesn't have the mental makeup to kind of work in LA. I 100% disagree with that. I do. I'm not a huge LeBron James fan because I said it before and I'm going to say it again, because predominantly for his antics, and his fans have really make you want to hate LeBron, because his fans, I can't stand his fans, the majority of them, and they don't like me either. So it's not like as if the energy is just towards them. They don't like me as well, and they know who they are, content creators and the such. I don't care. I mean, they're going to watch our channel anyway to kind of like monitor what we say, and if we do a LeBron video, they go over there and twerk it up all over the place. So I don't really care for them to that extent. So we know this. However, LeBron is one of the 5 greatest players of all time. And for you to enter into that echelon of the NBA, you need to be made of some special stuff. Now, if we're talking about maybe, okay, LeBron not coming up clutch here, not coming up clutch there, that's one thing. But in terms of the mental makeup, I absolutely believe LeBron had the mental makeup for LA from this standpoint. And I'm going to address the standpoint that Kobe Bryant meant. From the standpoint of this, LeBron was, or is, or whatever, the face of the NBA. So to a certain extent, LeBron knows what it must be like to be under the spotlight. in this case, the spotlight of the league. Now, he was coming from a much smaller market to California, which is a much bigger market. But nevertheless, he's been under the microscope of the media's gaze as a whole. So it's not like as if LeBron was this great player in a small market that had never really been the focal point of the NBA. It's not like as if you're moving a Damian Lillard to Los Angeles. You're moving LeBron James. So I believe LeBron had what it took to kind of navigate that environment. Now, there was an adjustment period for LeBron initially where he got kind of a reality check where Laker fans were not genuflecting in the presence of LeBron. Laker fans, because they had been used to having so many great top 10 players, Shaq, Kobe, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So they didn't really care who your name was. And it was an adjustment period for LeBron. I think LeBron was used to, well, I'm LeBron. So if I get here, I'm LeBron. And Laker fans were like, we don't care. Laker fans were like, what have you done for us lately? And by that, what I believe they mean is if you're not winning championships, we can give a damn who you are. And I think any Laker fan would attest to that. And I think Laker fans, or LeBron started to win over Laker fans when he won. And I think the adjustment LeBron needed to make, and this is true, he needed to understand that the Lakers don't care about what you've done before for other organizations. What they care about is what you're going to do for this particular organization, period, end of story. And there was an adjustment period, I believe, for LeBron and his fans. And LeBron himself, I remember there was a quote, he was like, LeBron James, and Laker fans, I don't care. Right? We don't care. We had just won 5 championships in this decade, so we don't care. That was real. But in terms of not being able to handle it, I would have to disagree with Kobe. Now, he did go to another level where he discussed LeBron not being a killer and all of these different things. What I think we have to come to terms with is simply this. LeBron is a different person in terms of his personal makeup, personality profile than that of a Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. It's just the truth. LeBron seems like a nice guy. Kobe was right that LeBron wants to be a guy that wants to be loved. We see that every day with him constantly asking for validation. Rich Paul and these guys constantly asking for validation. But I think LeBron is great in his own way. And I think that what will never happen is that Kobe Bryant fans, Michael Jordan fans will ever support LeBron the way LeBron fans may want them to. The reason is because that's just not their cup of tea. This is really what it's coming down to. It's coming down to a preference. Kobe fans, Jordan fans, they like that particular thing about these two guys. They were mean. They were a-holes. They wanted to win at all costs. They were not smiling with you. They wanted to rip your heart. It's a particular type of thing. And I think that a particular type of person likes that. And I find it very hard to believe that you can love that type of player in a Kobe and a Jordan and then love. They're two totally different personalities. And I find it very hard to like that. It's like if you're a Porsche guy, you're a Porsche guy. Now, I don't know if somebody says, I'm a huge Porsche guy, I'm a huge Ferrari guy. If you're a Porsche guy, you're a Porsche guy. If you're a Ferrari guy, you're a Ferrari guy. If you're a BMW guy, you're a BMW. If you're Mercedes, some people just can't do the two of them. And I'm in that group. I just can't. Some people were saying, because the Clippers are going through some challenges, and they were like, okay, well, why don't you just root for the Lakers? I'm like, I can't, man. I'm not with all of that. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. Maybe if it was a different play, and it's not me hating on LeBron. I just can't. I can't jive with it, man. I can't. Right? And there's some LeBron fans that can't get with the whole Jordan is a killer and blah blah blah. But they don't like it. They will look at Jordan as a jerk, right? And I think that's what explains that. Apart, the part Doug Gottlieb mentioned about Kobe not being a top 10 player. I'm not even going to argue that nonsense because he's one of the few people I've ever heard say that. Instead, what I would ask Doug Gottlieb is, okay, just say your top 10 list of players, and then we'll begin to understand whether or not we need to take your top 10 seriously or not. I'm not going to argue whether or not, because that's just so ridiculous. I'm not even going to get into it. But in terms of what Kobe said, I would disagree with that, right? But he did characterize some other things there that were true in terms of LeBron wanting to be loved. Now, here's another part about this that I want to touch on before we close out, which is this. I think that we in the public would want to believe that everybody loves everybody in basketball and it's a brotherhood and it's all, which I think is a bunch of nonsense. Before these people are basketball players, they're people. Let me repeat it once more. Before these guys were basketball players, they were people, which means that they have their own personalities, and some people are not going to jive with other people. If you are a software engineer, what does that mean? You're going to like all software engineers? Hell no, that's a ridiculous notion to have. So why would it be that all NBA players like each other because we're all NBA players? That's ridiculous. There are a lot of NBA players that don't like other NBA players. Look at Charles Oakley, look at Charles Barkley. Look at the feud that Shaq had with this guy. Look at the various feuds that various players have with other players. So to me, I'm not buying into all of that. I do think that, and I'm just looking from afar, I do think that there were certain things that annoyed Kobe about LeBron, and I think vice versa. There's a famous article of when LeBron had to go to Coach K and tell Kobe Bryant to cut that bleep out, right? So I'm not buying into this kumbaya, they're all friends. I'm not buying into that because that's not how it works in reality. Just because you perform a particular thing doesn't mean that you and that person that perform that particular thing are going to be, oh, well, I love that guy and I love it. It's all nonsense. Please stop. But in terms of Kobe saying LeBron didn't have the mental makeup, I think I don't agree with that. I think LeBron needed to go through an adjustment period, which he did with the Lakers. That is true. But in terms of being able to handle the pressure, I believe LeBron can, although he does it in his own way. So I would have to push back on that notion. But Kobe was entitled to his opinion. I'm sure some Kobe Bryant fans, I think when they say that, they're looking at LeBron, kind of other things about LeBron, maybe like his unwillingness to take shots, clutch shots, pass shots, things like that. I think that's what people penalize LeBron for. But if we're looking at, if you're comparing him to somebody like Kobe, Kobe's the most clutch player in NBA history. So this is not even up for discussion. I'm not here to argue with the people in the back. Who has the most game winners in NBA history? That would be Kobe. Playoffs and all around, he has 38. Now, some people have said, oh, well, you got to look at playoffs. Some LeBron fans have done that. Okay, well, then why do you count career points for scoring? Why don't you just count playoff points? You can't pick and choose. You can't have it either way. But these are my thoughts. I want it to be as fair and as balanced as possible. Obviously, some people are going to disagree. And if you disagree, if you feel like I'm still being biased, you can find the biggest rock and go kick it. I don't really give a damn. So these are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Also, do you think that Kobe made a point? Do you disagree, agree, or are there some parts that you agree with Kobe and other parts that you disagree? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts in the comment section. We catch you guys on the next show. Peace.